This is my explanation on how I solved homework 1. So for the first part of the problem, the first thing I did is I found what the $37,820 price of college in 2025 would be worth in 2044 when the school year starts. So the way I did that is multiplying that by 1.039, which is the interest rate, times 19, since the baby will be born a year later in 2026, and they will start in 18 years after birth, and that came out to $78,237.85. So we know that school in that year is going to cost that in 2044. Then to find for the next 4 years, I multiplied that by 1.039, which is the interest rate. So in 2045, our price is $81,289, and so on. And then in 2047, after doing that, we end up with the fourth year of school price being $87,753.32. And it's important to note that this is what you'll need in your account to make the very last payment. Then from there, I worked backwards. Let me pull up my notes here. I worked backwards to find the final amount in the account after the final annuity payment. So the way I did that is I took the last payment, which is that $87,000 and change, and I divided it by 1.075. Look at my notes here. Which is our return. So once doing that, that 87,000 turns into 81,630.99. So what I did is I took that and I added that to the cost of school before, which is the 84,459. Once I got that added up, it was 166,090.39. Once I get that, then I divide that by 1.075 to get 154,502. Then I add that to the cost of school in 2045, and that gets me 235,791, and so on. Once I get that and I get down to the final year, you end up with 297,579. However, since that is in 2044 and we're finishing payments in 2043, we have to discount that one more time with the 1.075 to end up with 276,878, and that's the amount that you're going to need in 2043 to pay for school. And that's my math there. Now that we have that, we need to find the yearly payment. So I did that by using 276,817 as the future value, and I equals C times 1.075 to the 18th power minus 1 over 0.75. And that should discount it so that we can find the yearly payment in every year that we'll need nominally. And that came out to 77,758.91. Right there. So you need to pay $7,758.91 a year to have enough money to pay for college in the 2044 through 2047 school years. Then, in part B, we need to find the real price. So the way I did that is I took the total price, $276,817.17, or 76 cents, equals C, multiplied by 1.075 to the 18, which is the return rate, minus 1.039 to the 18, which is our interest rate, and that's over 0.75 minus 0.39. And this, since it's discounted 18 years, this will give us what we need, what our price is going to be in 2026. So this is the real price of payment in 2026 since it's discounted 18 years. Right there. Now, once we have that, we have our 2026 payment. The way I find the next payments is I take the interest rate and I simply multiply each year to find the real payment in each year. So in 2026, our payment was $5,915.03. I multiply that by 1.039 to find 2027, which is $6,145.72, and I continue that until I reach 2043, and the 2043 payment was $11,334.99. And here are all the years. And this will give you the real price of what you're paying each year to have enough money for school. And that's how I completed homework 1.